In the tapestry of American history, few figures shine as brightly as Martin Luther King Jr. His unwavering commitment to civil rights and social justice has left an indelible mark on the nation and the world. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1929, King emerged as a powerful voice against racial segregation and inequality during the tumultuous 1960s. His philosophy of nonviolent resistance inspired countless individuals to join the fight for civil rights, making him a pivotal leader in the movement. In this video, we will explore the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., delving into his early influences, his iconic speeches, and the profound impact he had on American society. From the Montgomery Bus Boycott to the historic March on Washington, King's journey is a testament to the power of hope, courage, and determination. Join us as we uncover the inspiring story of a man who dreamed of a better future and worked tirelessly to make that dream a reality. Together, we will celebrate his contributions and reflect on how his message continues to resonate today. Early life. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, into a family deeply rooted in the African American community. His father, Martin Luther King Sr., was a prominent pastor, and his mother, Alberta Williams King, was a skilled musician and educator. Growing up in this nurturing environment, King was exposed to the values of faith, education, and social justice from an early age. As a child, King experienced the harsh realities of racial segregation, which profoundly shaped his views on justice and equality. Key events during his upbringing, such as witnessing the discrimination faced by his family and community, ignited a passion for civil rights within him. His early education at the segregated schools of Atlanta further fueled his desire for change, as he excelled academically and developed a love for literature and public speaking. Influenced by his family's strong moral compass and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, King began to envision a world where people would be judged by their character rather than the color of their skin. These formative years laid the groundwork for his future as a leader in the civil rights movement. Education and spiritual development. Martin Luther King Jr.'s academic journey began at Morehouse College, where he enrolled at just 15 years old. This prestigious institution not only provided him with a solid education but also exposed him to influential thinkers and leaders who would shape his worldview. During his time at Morehouse, King studied sociology and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1948. Following Morehouse, King pursued theological studies at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania. Here, he encountered diverse perspectives on faith and social justice, which deepened his understanding of the moral imperative to fight against injustice. His mentors, including Dr. Benjamin Mays, played a crucial role in shaping his philosophy, encouraging him to embrace nonviolent resistance as a means of achieving social change. King's faith was a driving force behind his activism. He believed that love and compassion were essential in the struggle for civil rights. This spiritual foundation inspired him to lead peaceful protests and advocate for equality, emphasizing that true justice could only be achieved through love and understanding. His education and spiritual development laid the groundwork for his transformative leadership in the civil rights movement. The Montgomery Bus Boycott. The Montgomery Bus Boycott, which began in December 1955, was a pivotal moment in the American civil rights movement. Sparked by Rosa Parks' courageous refusal to give up her seat to a white passenger, the boycott aimed to challenge the systemic racism embedded in the city's public transportation system. The significance of this protest extended far beyond Montgomery, as it galvanized the African American community and drew national attention to the struggle for civil rights. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a key leader during the boycott, appointed president of the Montgomery Improvement Association. His leadership was characterized by strategic planning and a commitment to nonviolent resistance. King organized mass meetings, rallies, and coordinated carpool systems to support those who refused to ride the buses. His eloquent speeches inspired hope and unity among participants, emphasizing the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. The boycott lasted for over a year, ultimately leading to a Supreme Court ruling that declared segregation on public buses unconstitutional. This victory not only marked a significant achievement for the civil rights movement but also established King as a prominent figure in the fight for justice and equality, setting the stage for future activism. Formation of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, in 1957, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, was established as a response to the growing need for a coordinated effort in the civil rights movement. Founded by Martin Luther King Jr. and other prominent leaders, including Ralph Abernathy and Bayard Rustin, the SCLC aimed to harness the moral authority of the church to combat racial injustice. The organization's mission centered on promoting nonviolent resistance as a means to achieve social change and civil rights for African Americans. The SCLC quickly became known for its strategic organization of nonviolent protests, rallies, and voter registration drives. By mobilizing local churches and communities, the SCLC was able to create a powerful network of activists dedicated to the cause. Their approach emphasized peaceful demonstrations, drawing inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi's principles of nonviolence. Key campaigns led by the SCLC included the Birmingham Campaign in 1963, which aimed to desegregate the city and garnered national attention, and the Selma to Montgomery marches in 1965, which highlighted the struggle for voting rights. These efforts not only advanced the civil rights movement but also solidified the SCLC's role as a leading force in the fight for equality. The Birmingham Campaign. The Birmingham Campaign of 1963 emerged from one of the most segregated cities in America, where systemic racism permeated every aspect of life. African Americans faced harsh discrimination in employment, education, and public facilities, leading to widespread frustration and a demand for change. Birmingham's notorious reputation for violence against civil rights activists prompted leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. to take decisive action. The campaign employed a variety of strategies to confront segregation, including peaceful protests, sit-ins, and boycotts. Organizers mobilized thousands of participants, including children, to join in nonviolent demonstrations. One of the most notable tactics was the use of Project C, which aimed to create a crisis that would compel national attention and provoke a response from the federal government. The images of peaceful protesters facing fire hoses and police dogs shocked the nation and highlighted the brutality of segregation. The Birmingham campaign garnered significant national attention, leading to widespread media coverage that brought the civil rights struggle into American living rooms. This exposure not only galvanized public support for the movement but also pressured lawmakers to take action, ultimately contributing to the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The March on Washington. The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, held on August 28, 1963, was a monumental event in the civil rights movement, drawing over 250,000 participants to the nation's capital. The march aimed to address economic inequality and demand civil rights legislation, reflecting the urgent need for change in a country still grappling with racial discrimination. The historical context of the march was marked by ongoing struggles for voting rights, desegregation, and fair employment opportunities for African Americans. One of the defining moments of the march was Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. In this powerful address, King articulated his vision of a racially integrated and harmonious America, calling for justice and equality. His words resonated deeply, inspiring hope and determination among those present and millions who would hear the speech later. The impact of the March on Washington was profound, as it helped to galvanize public support for civil rights legislation. The event played a crucial role in the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, marking significant milestones in the ongoing struggle for equality. Nobel Peace Prize. In 1964, Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, a significant recognition of his tireless efforts in the fight for civil rights and social justice. This prestigious award not only honored King's commitment to nonviolent resistance but also highlighted the broader struggle for equality faced by African Americans and marginalized communities across the globe. King's message of nonviolence was central to his philosophy and activism. He believed that love and understanding were powerful tools in the fight against oppression, advocating for peaceful protests and dialogue rather than violence. His acceptance speech in Oslo emphasized the importance of justice and equality, reinforcing his belief that true peace could only be achieved through social change. Receiving the Nobel Peace Prize had a profound influence on the civil rights movement. It brought international attention to the struggle for civil rights in America, inspiring activists and supporters worldwide. The recognition also provided King with a platform to further advocate for his cause, galvanizing support and resources for the movement. Ultimately, the award solidified King's legacy as a leader committed to achieving justice through nonviolent means, inspiring generations to come. Challenges and opposition. Throughout his journey as a civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr. faced significant challenges and opposition from various groups. Segregationists vehemently opposed his efforts, often resorting to violence and intimidation to maintain the status quo. King and his supporters were met with hostility from local government officials, who sought to undermine their peaceful protests and demonstrations. This backlash included arrests, physical assaults, and even threats to their lives, creating a climate of fear and danger. Additionally, internal conflicts within the civil rights movement posed challenges for King. Different factions had varying approaches to achieving equality, with some advocating for more militant tactics. This divergence sometimes led to tensions and disagreements among leaders, complicating the movement's unity and effectiveness. In response to criticism and adversity, King remained steadfast in his commitment to nonviolence and dialogue. He used his eloquence and moral authority to address concerns, emphasizing the importance of unity and perseverance. King believed that facing challenges with dignity and grace would ultimately strengthen the movement. His resilience in the face of opposition not only solidified his leadership but also inspired countless individuals to continue the fight for justice and equality. Legacy and impact. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy is a profound testament to the power of courage, compassion, and commitment to justice. His work laid the groundwork for future movements advocating for civil rights, social justice, and equality. The principles of nonviolence and peaceful protest that he championed continue to inspire activists around the world, from the LGBTQ+ rights movement to contemporary efforts addressing racial and economic inequality. King's teachings remain relevant today, reminding us of the importance of empathy, understanding, and collective action in the face of injustice. His famous words, urging individuals to judge others by their character rather than the color of their skin, resonate deeply in our ongoing conversations about race and equality. As society grapples with these issues, King's vision for a just and inclusive world serves as a guiding light. As we reflect on King's enduring impact, it's essential to consider our own roles in promoting equality and justice. Each of us has the power to contribute to positive change, whether through advocacy, education, or simply standing up against discrimination. By embracing King's legacy, we can continue the fight for a more equitable society for all. Conclusion. In summary, Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and work exemplify the enduring struggle for civil rights and social justice. From his early experiences in Atlanta to his pivotal role in the Montgomery Bus Boycott and the Birmingham Campaign, King demonstrated unwavering commitment to nonviolence and equality. His iconic, "I Have a Dream" speech during the March on Washington and his receipt of the Nobel Peace Prize further solidified his status as a transformative leader. Key takeaways from King's legacy include the importance of empathy, the power of peaceful protest, and the necessity of collective action in the face of injustice. His teachings continue to inspire movements for equality today, reminding us that the fight for justice is ongoing. As we reflect on King's impact, we encourage you to take action in your own communities. Whether through volunteering, advocating for change, or simply engaging in conversations about equality, every effort counts. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe, like, and share it with others. Together, we can honor Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy and work towards a more just and equitable world for all.